They told her the knocks were in her head. But every night, at exactly 3:17 a.m., 3 sharp raps sounded against her bedroom window. She lived on the 2nd floor. Lena Cartwright wasn't the kind of woman to scare easily. At 28, she had survived college loans, a brutal breakup, and the chaos of moving back to her hometown of Hollow Creek. Fear, she thought, was for kids who still believed in monsters. That illusion shattered on her very first night back in her childhood bedroom. At 3:17 a.m., sharp, deliberate knocks rattled her window. Knock, knock, knock. Lena bolted upright, heart hammering. The digital clock on her nightstand glowed red in the darkness. 3:17. She lived on the 2nd floor. The tree outside, the one her father had trimmed back years ago, stood too far for anyone to reach her window. Still, the knocks came again. Louder. She froze. Just a branch, she whispered, though she knew that wasn't possible. Her blinds swayed slightly, though her window was shut tight. When she finally forced herself to peek outside, there was nothing. Just the stillness of the night, the pale silver of the moon, and the quiet hum of crickets below. But as she pulled the blinds shut, something caught her eye. A handprint smeared against the glass. The next morning, she tried to laugh it off. Hollow Creek was a quiet town. Maybe some local kids had climbed up as a prank. She scrubbed the handprint away, convincing herself it was condensation. That night, she stayed up late, scrolling on her phone, determined not to fall asleep. The clock ticked past 3 o'clock. She glanced nervously at the window. At 3:17 a.m., like clockwork. Knock, knock, knock. Her phone slipped from her hand. She forced herself to look. This time, a shadow stood outside. She couldn't see a face, just a tall, lean figure pressed against the glass. Her stomach dropped. She yanked the curtains shut and didn't sleep again that night. By the 3rd night, Lena was exhausted. When the knocks came again, she didn't scream. She whispered into the dark. "What do you want from me?" Silence. But then a faint voice, hoarse, broken, whispered back, "Let me in." Her blood ran cold. The next morning, she told her mother, who dismissed it as stress. "You've been through a lot lately," her mother said gently. "It's just nightmares." But Lena knew better. Nightmares didn't leave handprints. Determined to find answers, Lena went digging through Hollow Creek's local history. She visited the dusty town library, flipping through old newspapers. She discovered that years ago, before her family bought the house, a girl had lived there. Her name was Marissa Kane. She was 16 when she disappeared. Witnesses reported seeing her at her bedroom window talking to someone. Police assumed she'd run away, but her body was never found. The detail that froze Lena's blood was this. The last time anyone saw Marissa was at 3:17 a.m. On the 5th night, Lena decided to record it. She set up her phone on the dresser, aimed at the window. At 3:17, the knocks came. This time, the voice was louder. "Let me in, Lena." Her heart seized. It knew her name. The next morning, she played back the recording. The knocks were there, but the voice? The voice didn't exist on the tape. Only silence. Night after night, the presence grew bolder. The knocks turned into pounding. The whispering grew louder. Shadows slid across her room, even when the blinds were closed. And then, on the 10th night, she woke not to knocking, but to the sound of her window sliding open. She shot up, grabbing the lamp by her bed. The window was wide open, curtains fluttering in the night breeze. A figure crouched halfway inside. Its face was pale, waterlogged, its eyes dark pits that glistened in the moonlight. Lena screamed. The figure slipped back into the night. She begged her mother to switch rooms, to sell the house, to leave Hollow Creek. But her mother only frowned. "Lena, honey, maybe you should see someone, a doctor." No one believed her. That night, Lena dragged her mattress into the hallway. She thought she was safe there. But when the clock struck 3:17, she heard the knocks again. Not on her window this time. On the hallway wall, beside her head. Knock, knock, knock. Terrified, she returned to the library the next day, searching deeper into Marissa Kane's case. In the archives, she found something chilling. A diary. Marissa had written about a figure that visited her every night at 3:17. A figure that begged to be let in. She wrote how her parents didn't believe her, how the knocks followed her everywhere in the house. Her final entry read, "Tonight, I'll let it in. Maybe then it will stop." That was the last thing she ever wrote. Lena didn't know how much longer she could endure it. Sleep-deprived, paranoid, she jumped at every sound. By now, the knocks weren't just at her window. They followed her through the living room, the bathroom, even her car. Always 3 knocks. Always at 3:17 a.m. Her friends stopped answering her calls. Her mother grew worried but helpless. Lena was unraveling. On the 13th night, the knocks shook the entire house. The voice outside was no longer a whisper. It thundered. "Let me in." Tears streamed down Lena's face. "What do you want from me?" she screamed. The figure pressed its pale face against the glass. Its lips twisted into something that might have been a smile. "You already did." Her blood froze. She looked around and realized the window was open. The curtain billowed. The room grew ice cold. And behind her, in the darkness, came the sound of footsteps. The next morning, Lena's mother knocked on her door. No answer. She pushed it open and found the bed empty, the window wide open. On the glass, smeared in condensation, were 3 words. "See you soon." Lena was never seen again. If this story sent chills down your spine, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who dares to read it at 3:17 a.m. tonight. And if you're brave enough, leave a comment. Would you open the window?